Hey guys, welcome back to Logan Matt. Today I will be reviewing some Zelda Ocarina of Time bosses. I was thinking about dungeons, but then I was looking through the tier maker and I really couldn't find it. So I was like, okay, I'm just going to do bosses because I found this one. So this would be pretty easy. There's a couple of bosses. We have Ganon in his final form. We have Bongo Bongo. We have Queen Goma, we have regular Ganondorf, we have the Dongo, Phantom Ganon, Volvagia, Baronade, Morpha, and Twin Rova. So you should be able to rank these pretty easily. Let's just go in order. So Queen Goma I will rank a C. It's a great starter boss. She's the first one you face inside the Deku Tree. And it's not too hard, really easy. I know a lot of people can defeat her in a few seconds, but I normally can hit her eye and then I let her go up and then she drops a few of her like minions, other small gomas, and then I defeat those. So the boss is slightly more challenging if you let it go, but besides that it's not really much to offer, but it is a decent starter boss. The Dongo is on the same par, I would say, just basically throwing bombs. It adds slightly more of a challenge by rolling around, but you can easily move out of the way, so you don't have to worry a whole lot. So I'll rank it a little bit higher than Queen Goma, because it is a little bit more challenging, but not as much. Again, you have, if you run out of bombs, you can grab one of the bomb flowers that they have, and then you can throw it inside her mouth. So it's really easy to do so. It only takes 3 bombs. Most of the Dongas are pretty easy in the game. I believe in the Oracle games, I think he's in Ages or Seasons, I'm not quite sure. But you throw bombs in his mouth and pick him up, and then you throw him onto the spikes, which makes him more challenging. But besides that, most of the Dongas you can defeat pretty easily. Baronade probably offers most challenge in the child dungeons when you're Child Link, so I would say he is easily it's not the hardest boss ever, but he's definitely one of the hardest boss I would say for Child Link. So yeah, I'll rank him a B. When he spins around with a jellyfish, that makes it a little bit harder, and then when he has obviously you have to throw the boomerang to get the top, I think right now, the top wires I would call it, and you have to hit those and then disconnect it. It is kind of easy because once you get the jellyfish out of the way, all you do is keep throwing the boomerang and you keep attacking him with your sword. But besides that, it's a decent challenge. Phantom Ganon for me offers one of the best designs and best atmospheres. He's not much of a challenge if you know what you're doing. He still is a challenge, I would say, especially this being your first dungeon as adult Link. Yeah, I could rank him S actually. He offers way more of a challenge than I would say Ganondorf, to be honest, because this is your first time knowing that you have to hit those I would say spherical orbs at you. You have to know that he's going to throw it at you, so you have to hit it back. But when you face Ganondorf, you already know that, so it becomes less of a challenge. So yeah, I would rank him an S. Also, he looks really cool. Next one is Volvagia. I will rank him an A. He's a decent boss, definitely offers a challenge, but not too much of a challenge. I would say that's it's not too much of a challenge where it's where you'll probably die quite a number of times. It's a decent challenge. When he throws his hair, then it offers more of a challenge, to avoid it, but mainly it's just whack-a-mole and it's pretty easy to defeat him. But I'll rank him A because because of his looks. I think he looks better than all of other bosses. Morpha is kind of easy to avoid. Again, most water dungeons don't offer much of a challenge, but it's a decent challenge. Morpho is probably higher than Baronade, I'm gonna say. For sure offers a little more of a challenge with the long charge. Yeah, I mean, it offered more of a challenge to me, but I mean, if you can corner it, then it's kind of easy. I don't know. I mean, sometimes I think a boss, if you can hack it, then if you do certain little hacks, then you can defeat it easily. Next is Bongo Bongo. I will rank him on the low scale of the B. He's very easy to defeat if you have a big Goron sword, but he's not. He's a little bit harder. He was harder for me. Getting used to kind of the controls. I played the 3DS one too, and I defeated him in like 3 seconds. So, but you can play him in the 64 and do the same thing. But I think the big Goron sword helps the most, and which you'll probably have by the time you reach this dungeon. I think you can realize Water Temple, but most people get him around the Shadow Temple before they enter. So, it's very easy to defeat Bongo Bongo. If you don't go with the big Goron sword, it's still kind of easy. I would say just maneuvering on the platforms a little bit hard, especially with the boots. But yeah, I would say he's decent, but definitely not the hardest boss. Definitely not the hardest boss for the Shadow Temple. The last temple you go to is the Spear Temple Twinrova. I would say is a more fascinating boss. You use mostly your shield to defeat her. A couple of times when you knock her down, you use your sword, but besides that, I would say it's pretty interesting to me to use your shield against the boss. You basically reflect, and there's 2 phases. The first phase, she shoots at you. You have 2 of the witches, and then one shoots fire at you, and you have to hit the ice sister, and then the other shoots ice at you. You have to shoot at the fire sister. Then they combine, and you have to basically save up or collect the energy from one of the wands she uses, like the ice wand. You have to collect all of the ice and not get hit by the fire, because if you do, then it'll go away. It'll dissipate, I guess. And then if you shoot all the fire, then you have to collect it, and so on. And then once you collect enough, you can shoot a fire or ice beam. And that's how you defeat her, which I think was pretty interesting to do. Ganondorf for me is not challenging enough. He's basically just shooting. He was a little bit more challenging again for me in the 64 version than the 3DS. It was because I was messing up kind of with the controls I was using in an emulator, but still he just didn't feel like he was hard enough to defeat. And you face the same thing with Phantom Ganon, which loses the element. So I'm gonna rank him a high B. Yes, the atmosphere is very cool, but you kind of do the exact same thing you've already done with Phantom Ganon, so it kind of is really boring. The only thing I think you do different is you shoot arrows and you have to avoid of the platform because tiles fall off. But yeah, besides that, yeah, he's a challenge, but just you want more. And I would say Ganondorf for me is an S tier. I know people could go between the legs, which is what I do all the time, and you can hit him, or you can go around and shoot it with light arrows or whatever. But still, the atmosphere is what really makes it an S tier. It definitely feels like you're facing a really good boss, and it definitely feels very like, okay, I have the weight of the world I have the weight of Hyrule on my hands. So I definitely love that, and I think that's what makes it so great. So I'd have to say that this is probably the final ranking. I would probably put Twinrova over Volvagia. Yeah, I may put Dango Dango on a D. I don't know, he looks probably the coolest, I would say, out of all the bosses from Child Link, but definitely he's just not much of a challenge. He easily throw bombs. I'll leave him at where he is. Yeah, but Bongo Bongo maybe higher than Baronade. I would say higher than Baronade. Yeah, Morpho right there is good. Morpho offers more of a challenge than Bongo Bongo, honestly. Yeah, I think I'll leave it here. Okay. So yeah, I think that's it. Hope you guys enjoy the video, and next time I hope I'm doing another I probably won't do another tier maker. I'll probably just discuss something about Zelda or another video game. Let me know if you do want me to do a tier maker. I do plan on doing a full tier maker with all Zelda games, but I haven't even got close to that. So yeah. I hope you guys enjoy.